I'd like to call the February 2016 meeting of the Board of Education to order. First item is the invocation.
Good evening. Tonight, our hearts are broken as we mourn the loss of one of our students, Lucas Ballard. He passed away this week from an auto accident. Keon McClinney is recovering from the accident as we speak. With Valentine's Day a couple weeks away, we turn our hearts to reminisce about love and everything that love is. I wanted to read a little poem to you tonight of the magic of love. Love is like magic, and it always will be, for love still remains life's sweet mystery. Love works in ways that are wondrous and strange, and there's nothing in life that love cannot change. Love can transform the most commonplace into beauty and splendor and sweetness and grace. Love is unselfish, understanding, and kind, for it sees with its heart and not with its mind. Love gives and forgives. There is nothing too much for love to heal with its magic touch. Love is the language that every heart speaks, for love is the one thing that every heart seeks. And where there is love, God too will abide and bless the family residing inside. So I'd like to have a moment of silence for the families of these two young boys.
Thank you. Now, Currituck County Middle School Principal Dr. Claire King will introduce a student who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I'm real excited to introduce Grace Willoughby tonight. She's one of our original newscasters from the Currituck County News. She's one of our anchors. Grace.
Would you please rise?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And School Spotlight this month is also on Currituck County Middle School. And I'll turn it back over to Dr. Claire King.
It's a real honor and a privilege tonight to introduce Cindy Walker along with our students of Currituck County Middle School. She's really transformed our media center into an interactive learning center. She works with the teachers. They do a lot of collaboration. She's going to show you a little bit of that tonight. So Cindy Walker.
Good evening, Mr. Stefanik, Dr. Dobney, and the rest of the board members. I'm a former student I remember from my Baba books from years ago. It's nice to see you, Jenkins. As we all know, the Media Center should be an important role and does play an important role in the school learning community, and it should be the hub of the school. And literally at Currituck Middle, it is in the middle of school. I'm sure that many of you have walked through our halls, possibly attended school there when it was Currituck High School, and it is in the center of the school. There are no walls, there are no doorways. It is very open concept, and we've really worked hard to make sure that this year is a place, we've really transformed it so that it's a very welcoming place for students and teachers to come and be engaged. Starting with this summer, the Media Center got a complete makeover. Carpeting went from a very dingy gray to a very lively pattern. Everybody thinks I got new furniture, but really I just got new carpet. And I really thank for the maintenance people for that, because they've worked really hard at installing our carpet. They redid all of our shelving. It went from a very 1978 vibe to a real modern vibe, where we have a lot more visibility as well. That provides a lot more better supervision within the school. Maintenance also painted a chalkboard wall. It's 8 feet tall and 18 foot long. And this has really been an exciting part of our media center as well. So these little changes have made it a very much more inviting space for our students and teachers. What we see is an increased amount of action from teachers and students in the media center. All kinds of classes want to be a part of what we have going on there. We've got language arts classes regularly, math classes coming in to do some work there. social studies every week. Tomorrow, we're having our first ever makerspace in the library, and I'd like to invite anybody and all of you to come out and see what we're doing. It's part of one of the PBIS activities that we have going on, one of our positive behavior incentives that we have for kids, and the 6th grade is doing several different activities, and I'm hosting a makerspace where the kids are going to be creating marble runs out of very simple materials like paper towel rolls and cardboard and all kinds of that. So I can't wait to see what they transform and tinker around and build tomorrow. So that's from 1 to 3 tomorrow. You're invited to come out and see that, or anytime to see what's going on in our media center. The chalkboard wall has really been an easy addition, but I think it's really made a significant contribution in building a sense of community within our school. As you can see in the top corner, the kind of face is one of my favorite books. It's taken from a book called Wonder, which is a really beautiful story about the acceptance of others. And when we launched Rachel's Challenge this year, we drew that on the chalkboard wall, and then we posed questions. One of the questions that we posed was, what is the kindest thing someone has done for you? And it was really interesting to see what the kids had written about that. And sometimes it's easy to say, well, I know what I've done for somebody else, and it's easy to think about what you've done for somebody, but to really be reflecting on what someone's done for you and to have that grateful heart that comes with that, it was really neat. And it was really interesting to see what kids and teachers and how they responded to that. And you'd find these little additions every day, and people would stop and want to come in and read what people have written. And it was just a really neat thing to share and talk about those responses. In December, we did something about what is your favorite holiday tradition. And that was really neat, too, because we got to see all the commonalities that we have, even though we come from different backgrounds and possibly even religions, that we do have a lot in common and a lot that we share. And we all hold many things very dear, no matter how different we are. This month, we have a really beautiful mural that one of our 6th grade art classes did. And again, it's these small things that I think really contribute to building a strong sense of community within our school. I think for February and Valentine's Day, we'll do something about what book do you love, because I want to see what they say about that. Last but not least, I'm very excited about our latest venture, which is the Raider Student News. Up until about 2 weeks ago, and since I've been at the school 3.5 years, I guess, our news has always been adult-driven, either told by the principal or the counselors, and so I really wanted to get the students to be involved in delivering our news. So we got a lot of help from Paul O'Brien and Kathleen Blades with trying to get our technology up and running the way we needed it to. And then I sent out applications to our 8th grade students to see who wanted to be involved with the news. And the students that are with me tonight were very thoughtful and careful in their applications, and they were chosen to be the first Raider Student News crew. So at this time, I'd like to introduce them, well, to you, and they're going to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about their experience so far. It's been about 2 weeks, so we're growing and learning together. Come on, girls, if you step up. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Grace Willoughby, and I'm an anchor for the Raider Student News. That means that I help with scripts. I'm on air every morning, and I even sometimes help decorate the background for where we make the show. My favorite part is probably whenever we do drawings for prizes for the students.
Good evening. My name is Ashby King, and I serve as the producer for the Raider Student News. As producer, I oversee the music selection and ensure that all materials are on set in the mornings and manage the timing for each broadcast. My favorite part of the Raider Student News is incorporating feedback from the classmates into the upcoming shows.
Hello, my name is Selena DeGray, and my spot on the Raider Student News is secretary and anchor. And what I do is I either gather information for the news, or I go on the slides and I write down information, or I fill in for another anchor. And my favorite part is the jokes or the quote of the day, and doing ticket drawings for the students here at our school.
So we're starting out very basic. We need a little bit more equipment to really implement all the good ideas that they have. They're very excited about it. What we lack for in equipment, we more than make up for in enthusiasm. I really couldn't think of a nicer group of kids to work with each morning, so I'm really, really thankful for them. And I just invite you to come out and see our media center, see the great things that are happening there. And if you catch us in time, you'll see the Raider News team in the morning. Do you have any questions for us?
Yes, I have a question for Ashby. You're the producer?
Yes, sir.
How long does the show last usually?
Between 2 to 3 and 3.5 minutes.
What type of stories and that do you cover?
Well, recently I've been doing the JP Knapp applications, the joke, we had a drawing a few days ago. Sports normally are up there, and then the lunch.
Great.
And I just wanted,
We did a song in the morning that related to a movie, and then we took all the answers, and the winner got two movie tickets.
It was really neat. The Cinema Cafe that recently opened up in right across the border gave us some tickets. So I've asked Mrs. King to see if she can drum up some more tickets. Yeah, so it was really fun because we played like a movie soundtrack, and then we sent out a Google form to all the kids, and if they could name it, within by 3 o'clock the day.
You have to name it without Googling it.
That's right. They had to listen and pay attention to it. That's what we decided, because we were thinking, should we do a riddle? Should we do something else? But then we thought, no, we have to have something that they really just have to listen
That's
to.
right, yeah.
And so that was really successful. And the kids they are all asking me about it. When's the next drawing? And it's really funny. The joke of the day. If we miss the joke of the day, if we do something, the kids, we get a lot of backlash on that. They want to start out with a laugh and a lighthearted note at the beginning of the day. So it's been a lot of fun for them. There are 2 girls that are part of the team that couldn't be here tonight, Samantha Ratliff and Gabby Stewart, but they're really great as well.
well, I just want to say that whenever I go to the school, I always go and check out the chalkboard wall. I love that part of it. Yeah, it's really nice.
Thank you.
Okay, Grace, did you say you were the news anchor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, as a news anchor, do you use cue cards or do you just memorize it ahead of time?
We actually have a computer that we read it off of whenever the show is on. Like, we have a little computer next to the camera and we read it off.
Oh, like a teleprompter? Okay.
It's a Google slideshow, and so they all share it. And at night, I can see who's on, and I can see them updating. Wrestling Score just came in from last night's game. And they're on there at 8 o'clock at night. So they're very active all night. Not all night, but at night to prepare for the next day. So this has been a really good experience for them, and that kind of commitment that it takes to run a good news show, and the kind of preparation it takes for something like that.
And that's what I was going to ask. Okay, so the show's 2 to 3 minutes long. She's talking about preparation. How long do y'all producing and cutting it and doing all that? How long do you think you spend doing that each day, being ready to go?
Or is it live?
It is live.
They're still prepped
yeah,
and all
so
before.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said it probably takes us like a couple of days or so.
Okay.
It's but there's a lot of thought that goes into it.
Right.
We have
Fridays at lunch.
what's that?
Fridays at lunch.
Yeah, we have a lot of meetings during lunch.
Great. So it's real dedication. You guys are really enjoying this. That's great.
Grace, you're really making me feel old because I can remember when you were just born. And your mom, your mom's probably told you this, but your mom, when she was a teenager, she would babysit our children. And she loved doing their hair and makeup, and she probably still does today. But that just tells you, I'm feeling old tonight. So when I look at you, I'm like, really? But y'all are doing a great job.
Yeah,
Very proud
that's
of you.
awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Got one more question for Selena. You said you're the one that gets the jokes, or?
No, I am a secretary, which means that I get all information for like basketball games, or the other 2, like Gabby or Grace, look up for jokes, and usually I will make up a joke.
Okay.
You want to tell them?
I was going to say, what's the joke of today?
Remember what else?
My joke today was, what do you call a alligator with a vest? An investigator.
I love it.
Very cute.
Have you taken them over to see Mr. Welliver's program at the high school?
No, I would like to, and I know that, a lot of the other media folks throughout the county do this. It's not, this is not an original idea per se, but I know like Mary Simmons has taken some kids that have been up to WVEC in Norfolk to really see a news live cast, and this is the first time I've been involved in something like that, and I'm kind of on fire about it. I'm really excited about the things that we can do, so I hope to learn more. And who can you give me his name? Who is that at the high school?
His name's Ed Welliver.
Oh, Ed Welliver.
And it's amazing. My mom and I were interviewed by him, and it's just like being right there and the hot lights and everything.
Oh, yeah, and he has a green room and stuff.
Yes, exactly. We were in the green room.
Yeah, those are some
Girls,
goals
you
to
have.
work toward.
I was going to say, girls, you have a goal to work towards because.
Right.
Y'all are doing a great job. Keep up
Yeah.
the good work.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And Ms. Walker, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I have you stand there and Dr. King so I can get a picture? You have to smile.
And if you girls would like to leave, you're more than welcome because you probably have homework. Or you have to get prepared for tomorrow's show.
Good night.
Not that we're kicking you out. You can always stay.
Thank you. Next item. Earlier today, we had a work session. During the work session, we received information on the 2016-17 JP Knapp Early College School Calendar. We received information from Ms. Mackin, the Director of Human Resources, on the revised Beginning Teacher Support Program. And we heard two different policies that one we're going to have to adopt tonight, and Mr. Stefanik will tell us about that later. Okay, next item, approval of the agenda. We need to delete item B1, which is the exceptional children's teacher recognition. I guess she got sick and went home. And after deleting that, do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Next, that policy that I told you Superintendent Stefanik would tell us about, the recommendation of adopting revised policy 7100, recruitment and selection.
Thank you, Dr. Dobney. Policy 7100 deals with recruitment and selection of personnel due to changes in state law. We have to revise our policy to make sure we include provisions for the hiring of immediate family members of either board members or central office administrators. And with that revision, then the policy will be aligned with state law. We have to act on this tonight because the state put a deadline of March 1st to have this policy revised statewide. So we don't have a chance to go to the second reading because our next board meeting is March 3rd or March 4th, something like that, and so we'll miss that deadline if we don't act on it tonight.
Okay, and in order to act on that tonight, usually we have to hear two readings of a policy, but we also have a policy that says we can suspend any policy that we have, and so we're going to have to invoke policy 2450, suspension of board policies. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to invoke policy 2450, suspension of board policies. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Next, we need to suspend the policy that says that we have to adopt a policy after two readings, and that's 2420, adoption of policies. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second that we suspend policy 2420. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next, to adopt this policy that Mr. Stefanik just told us about, we would adopt policy 7100, recruitment and selection of personnel. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this policy? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Next item, globally competitive students. Mary Kate, Sydney, Katie, and Jacob. I'll turn it over to you. Mary Kate, you can go first.
All right. First of all, I have to say, as chairperson of the FFA Parliamentary Procedure Team, I really enjoyed the suspending of the rules and all that just went on. So,
You do it correctly?
yes, you did. Or at least as far as I know, I'm still learning. So, First up tonight, I will be announcing Currituck County Middle School's announcements for the month of February. The first of the semester has marked the beginning of the Currituck Morning News Show, as we've just seen, and the news broadcasters are live every morning at 8 o'clock. The student-driven team collects the news, writes the reports, and the student anchors broadcast live every day. The 8th grade basketball players were recognized at their home game against Moyock yesterday, and the 8th grade wrestlers will be recognized on Tuesday, February 9th. They will be hosting a big Mardi Gras dance on February 12th from 6 to 8 in the cafeteria. This is a fundraiser for the chorus and is only open to Currituck Middle School students. On Thursday, February 18th, counselors from the high school will visit our social studies classes to talk to our students about the high school registration process. Also, the All-County Battle of the Books competition will be hosted at Currituck County Middle School February 18th at 9:30 in our auditorium. JP Knapp applications are open and online for rising 9th grade students. The Winter Sports Awards ceremony will be Thursday night, February 25th at 6:30 for basketball, wrestling, and cheerleading. And the academic awards ceremony for the first semester will be Friday, February 19th, and the 6th grade awards will be at 8:30, 7th grade awards at 10 o'clock, and 8th grade awards at 11:30, and that's on February 19th. And I also have Currituck County High School, and CCHS's student government is sponsoring a Jeans for Teens drive. Students and anyone else are encouraged to donate jeans of any size. Our goal is to collect 10,000 pairs by the end of the month, so clean out those closets. And also on a side note, I heard that if we hit that goal of 10,000 jeans, then Miss Dowdy has said that she would dye her hair blue. Oh. So if you want to see how Miss Dowdy would look with blue hair, I encourage you to clean out your closets.
Go along with blue jeans?
Yeah, I guess so. Our winter sports teams are wrapping up the regular seasons. Our wrestlers and swim teams are entering regionals this coming week. And I think Sydney will have regionals tomorrow for swimming, so good luck to her and the rest of the teams. So go out and support the Knights. Overall, marks analysis from our first semester indicates the academic achievement of students at CCHS is on the rise. We are so proud of our students and their academic successes. CCHS wants to take the opportunity to say thank you to our guidance staff as we celebrate Counselor Appreciation Week. They go above and beyond to help meet the needs of our students academically, socially, and emotionally. Valentine Week begins next week at CCHS. Our guidance department has a week filled with exciting activities designed to promote kindness throughout the school. We will highlight activities sponsored by our SGO, Friends of Rachel Challenge Club, and SAD Club. We look forward to a week filled with love. And then also from the Ag department, today, actually, Adam Slade and Garland Fairby competed in the state truck and tractor driving competition, and Adam Slade, who competed in truck driving, actually took first in the state, so he qualified for nationals, which will be in Indianapolis in the fall. So we're super excited for him. And also, the week of February 22nd through the 26th is National FFA Week. So come out during Power Hour, and we're going to have some fun activities so the school can get better acquainted with FFA. The CCHS student broadcast team will be airing their first week of announcements this coming Monday. We are looking forward to the using of smartboards to broadcast throughout the school. And with that, I'll hand it over to Sydney.
Okay, I have Shawboro Elementary, Central, and Moyock Elementary. And before I do say anything, I also heard Mr. Sasser was going to get a mohawk if we achieve that goal. Okay, so for Central Elementary, the Eagles are full of love this month. Happy 100th day of school on February 4th. Our primary classes celebrated today with events that included dressing like 100-year-olds and a special visitor from the Town Bank of Currituck. Our library will be hosting a book fair on February 9th, 11th, 12th, and 16th. The doors open to that event around 8:45 each morning. The mobile dentist will be returning to CES on February 10th, 11th, and 12th. Our Love Bug Luncheon will be held on February 12th. February 16th through 26th, we will be running a Love Your Pet campaign, which will include a donation drive with the local Currituck Animal Shelter. We're also planning visits from different community organizations to help celebrate and bring awareness to the respect for and care of animals. And on February 19th, the HSA will be sponsoring a Science Day for all of our classes. We're excited to learn about fossils, fingerprinting, and much, much more. Thank you, HSA. February 25th will be our Leader of Character Awards, where we will be celebrating and learning more about Habit 4, Think, Win, Win. Please come out and join us for this event. And for more information about these and other events, please visit our webpage and calendar. Okay, on to Central Elementary. The Mustangs had a visit from author Ginger Clark on January 20th. The workshop focused on editing and revising and how to generate ideas for writing topics. Our PTA purchased an autographed book for each of the 4th grade students. That's cool. February finds the herd racing towards spring. We have passed the 100-day mark and are focusing on being kind to one another. We will have our Black History Month presentation at 10 a.m. on February 24th. Our 3rd grade musical is scheduled for 6:30 on February 25th. This event will be preceded by the PTA meeting. And for Merrick Elementary, February is a very busy month at MES. We held our awards programs and celebrated the 100th day of school on Wednesday, and our PTA is hosting an ice cream social on Friday. Our kids are getting prepared for talent show auditions and rehearsals later in the month, and we will also have Crazy Hair Day on February 19th. The Little Panthers are ready for a great month. And with that, on to Katie.
Hello. I don't have anything cool like anyone getting blue hair and mohawks, but I did want to say before I started mine that not only did we lose someone to a car accident, but I don't know those of you who are aware of previously in Cordova Hills, the little girl who passed away from her bike accident. And I just want to say that there are some days where the temperatures are getting warmer and kids are out, and it's just really important to make sure that kids are safe. And I know that Dare County is doing a lot to ensure that their kids have helmets, like their kids go into school, and if they don't have a helmet, then they call home and say, where's their helmet? And if they don't have one, they give them one. And so I just think that that's important for Curry to keep in mind too, because it's not just Dare County kids who are important, but we would be devastated if that happened to someone in our community. So just for parents that are watching or anything like that, be reminded of the safety of your kids. For Moyock Middle, they hosted the conference cheer competition on January 30th. They were successful in their bid for a 4-peat as conference champions. Mallory Fields, a stellar musician at Moyock Middle School, will be participating in an all-district band at ECU on the 5th and 6th. Moyock Middle School will recognize our 8th grade wrestlers during their match on the 4th. They also will be celebrating their Valentine Week next week. They have special events planned, such as a video made by their students in the 4 Club. Also, they will have a special performance at halftime of the girls' February 8th home basketball game, as Moyock Elementary School students will be performing their dribbling skills for the fans in attendance. Also, they will be recognizing their 8th grade boys and girls team members, as well as the 8th grade cheerleaders. Winter Sports Awards will be held on the 25th at 6:30, and spring sports tryouts will begin on the 29th. And it also says if they plan on trying out, to please make sure you have a current physical on hand. For JP Knapp for the month of February, they were notified last Friday that they were one of 12 schools to be newly recognized as a School of Innovation and Excellence by the NC New Schools Breakthrough Learning Network for the 2015-2016 school year. 4 other schools were recognized for renewal. That was a pretty huge accomplishment, and I'm really happy to be a student there and to see something like that happen. Recruitment for next year's freshman class, the class of 2020, has begun. Wow, that's weird. That's what year I graduate college. Like, wow, okay. Anyway, student and parent meetings were held in the last 2 weeks. Open house was held tonight for next year's potential incoming freshman class, and there were a ton of kids, like so many. They ran out of volunteers to tour the kids, so there was a lot. That's exciting. And their application is now open for the said kids that were there tonight on our website during the month of February. And now on to Jacob.
So real quick, I'd just like to congratulate Mr. Basnight and all the staff at Knapp for being recognized for being a school of innovation and excellence. And I had the pleasure of going to the open house, and there was a lot of kids. And they ran out of volunteers. I actually had to help out. And right when I got out of the work session, I went straight to helping. But so I'll be covering Jarvisburg, Griggs, and Knott's Island. For Griggs Elementary, they began collecting change for their Pennies for Patients program on Monday to raise money for leukemia and lymphoma research. They'll be collecting change for the next 3 weeks. Students will be celebrating the 100th day of school on Thursday, February 4th. On Friday, February 5th, their students will be participating in their second 9 weeks PBIS Day. The students will be participating in the Acts of Kindness Week from February 8th to February 12th by documenting kind things they do for others. The mobile dentist will be returning to Griggs on February 22nd and 23rd. For Jarvisburg Elementary, the Jaguars at Jarvisburg held their second club day of the year on Friday and enjoyed clubs like Legos, cooking, and Southern Serpents with the help of the North Carolina Extension Office. The students also had the opportunity to participate in a Jabali Africa assembly. They played traditional African instruments and learned how to count in Swahili.
Swahili.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. For the next 2 weeks, the students will be collecting change for pennies. They'll be collecting change for the Pennies for Patients also to raise money for leukemia and lymphoma research. On February 10th, students will have class pictures taken. And lastly, for Knott's Island Elementary, on January 21st, author Ginger Clark visited with the 4th and 5th grade classes and conducted a writer's workshop. The workshop focused on editing and revising and how to generate ideas for writing topics. The PTA will be sponsoring a bingo night on February 19th from 6 to 7:30 in the cafeteria for students in kindergarten through 2nd grades. A Yahtzee night will be on February 26th from 6 to 7:30 for students in 3rd through 5th grades.
Okay, thank you very much, Mary Kate, Sydney, Katie, and Jacob. Next, I do have a question, Mary Kate. The 10,000 pairs of jeans?
Yes.
Where
What are they going to do?
Where are they going to, who does that go to? What are they going to do with them?
Yes, the Jeans for Teens campaign, there's boxes throughout the community at local churches. The main one is obviously at the high school, and SGO is running that. And these jeans that are donated, it says Jeans for Teens, but in reality it's any size, any color, and it goes to the homeless. So.
Oh, good.
Okay. And that runs through when?
That runs through the 25th, February 25th.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda, field trip request. Mr. Stefanik?
Yes, we have 3 field trip requests to present to the board. One has already occurred, and I appreciate the board participating in a polling activity so we could approve that trip. That was the all-district band clinic for Moayak Middle School, Currituck Middle School, and Currituck High School at East Carolina University back in, tomorrow. They leave tomorrow. Actually, that's right. Today's the 4th, so they left today. We also have upcoming activities, Currituck High School baseball, asking for permission to participate in the Sandlot Tournament at Hatteras, North Carolina, March 4th and 5th. And the DECA program is applying for participation or approval to participate in the state competition in Greensboro, North Carolina from March 9th to March 12th. And that involves 14 students at this point.
Do I have a motion for approval of the field trips?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and second. Is there any discussion? Okay, is there adequate supervision for both field trips?
Yes.
That they've turned in?
Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, I have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Next, consent agenda. Do I have a motion for approval?
So move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Nobody signed up for the public comment session, so we'll go to information items. The next work session will be March 3rd at 4 o'clock at PLC at J.P. Knapp Early College. The next Board of Education meeting will be March 3rd, right here at 6:30. And the next item on the agenda is board member comments. We'll start with Ms. Kraft.
Okay. I visited all schools this month. We have amazing teachers who are working with some great students, and lots of good things are going on. I sat in on a fraction lesson in 4th grade, an adaptation of birds in a middle school science class, and then an elementary school social studies, to name just a few. And it was really enjoyable for me. And I saw in today's Daily Advance that one of the science teachers at the middle school, I believe it was Currituck Middle School, actually made brain hats and actually saw you saw the outside, they wore the hats and had the outsides of the brains, so it's really interesting. So lots of good things going on in Currituck.
Okay, Ms. Gaddis.
I want to say first, congratulations, JP Knapp. That was a wonderful accomplishment that they have in their recognition. On top of that, our staff's doing great. Our students are doing great. We're coming into the final 9 weeks of the school year, so keep up the good work. We're moving on. Also, the Currituck Ministers of Education Council that I go to and help with is moving on, and we're starting to want the community to see more of what's going on with them. So March 10th at 4 p.m. at the Cooperative Extension Center, the churches are going to be set up to let the schools know. We're inviting, obviously, the staff and the teachers also, and also the community to come out and see what churches are connected to what schools, and we want the community to come out to see how they can help and join in supporting our school system throughout their churches. So 4 o'clock, the Cooperative Extension Center, March 10th.
Thank you. Ms. Etheridge.
Yes, I too would like to congratulate Mr. Steve Bassnight and his staff and all the wonderful teachers throughout the community of Currituck. Y'all do an awesome job, and we're very proud to be on the board and to represent you and the citizens of Currituck County. A couple things. I was able to go to the open house briefly tonight in between meetings at Knapp. Great turnout, like the girls said, great turnout there. A lot of sign-up areas. One in particular that's dear to my heart is the SAD Club. That stands for Students Against Destructive Decisions. Mainly their goal for membership is for awareness for these young kids and parents too. I mean, we're all guilty. One of our biggest things is texting and driving, and we're trying to raise awareness for that and just prevent some of these accidents that are occurring nationwide. If we could just get the kids to put down the phones or even lock them in the trunk when they're driving, and adults too. I'm guilty. I think, I'll just look down and check that text message. It won't take me but a second. But let's just lock them up and just wait. It's not worth our lives. So I want everyone to have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Tell those in your lives how much you love them and how much you care for them, and have a good weekend.
Mr. Simmons?
I had a chance this last couple of weeks to go into our automotive class, Mark Wooten, and see everything that was going on, all the kids working, really doing a good job. Walked across the street over to Mrs. Swain's class where they were starting their eggs in the incubator, and she and I had a long talk about raising quail, which I used to do, and how long it takes, and the kids were really interested in that. Next, I had a chance to go over with Daniel Meads, who was teaching welding at the time, and I had a chance to go with Daniel back to the back where he has redone our shooting range for our sporting team, and I just want to tell Daniel thank you for all the hard work they've done back there, and the students who went in and put up all the new targets. It really looks nice. Last but not least, the state of North Carolina is going to be in the Super Bowl this weekend. Go Charlotte.
It's the Carolina Panthers, isn't it? Not Charlotte?
They're still in Charlotte.
Okay. I want to get it correct here. Okay, I participated in a couple meetings that dealt with CTE and also the school budget since the last board meeting. And we're trying to be as efficient as we can in preparing the budget for this next school year. And that being said, do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourned.